Here's another podcast from the Pod Bros Network.
The time has come.
Over those hills lies a treasure beyond your wildest imagination. A metropolis of unowned cyborgs.
The hunt is on.
Town, my boy. The capital of the free zone.
Hey, Jeff.
What?
Guess what?
I give up.
Pod Bros has its own t-shirt store now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you can just go to tpublic.com, search for Pod Bros, and you'll find our store there. We have all sorts of shirts. And when I say all sorts, I mean 3 right now. But no, we're very excited. I am wearing one of the shirts right now.
It's nice.
Actually, it's a Detroit wrestling shirt. Thanks to Damon from the Accidental Wrestling Fan and Worst Millennials. We have 3 shirts. We have Detroit Wrestling right now. We have Horus Mania. You got to listen to the Accidental Wrestling Fan to get that one. And 2 different colors there. So I have both the original color scheme of the Horus Mania and this Detroit Wrestling. Pistons Blue is the one I chose.
It's lovely.
And it looks really great. I've gotten tons of eye stare compliments, but people are too intimidated to say that they like it.
Understandable.
So yeah, tpublic.com. Find our Pod Bros page there and search. We are actually in the works of getting a person doing a splits on a t-shirt. So
we just have to learn how to do the splits.
yeah, I know. That's the
hard part.
We forgot we haven't done the splits in so long.
You lose it.
It's
not like riding a bike.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Which, I mean, I think the thing is I need a little help, a little guideline. I might buy a book, and I might go to Amazon to do it. But I'm not just going to go straight up to Amazon.com. I'm going to go to podbros.com. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to hit that Amazon button because it doesn't cost me anything to help out the Pod Bros Network, and it helps them by giving them a little piece of that pie. And I also get a sweet how to do the splits book 101 or splits for dummies or whatever one I decide to try
I like the way
for.
that sounds.
So yeah, definitely. But you know what I also like, speaking of splits and Van Damme, I love patreon.com/podbros and that Jean Pod Van Damme cast with that super secret episode. I believe Teddy Roosevelt said it is the greatest thing that his dead ears have ever heard.
Direct quote.
And yeah, I definitely got to listen. That coming up, definitely we might give a little peek. We're not telling you what the super secret episode's all about, but be on the lookout. And if you want to hear it for only $1, just $1.
One tiny dollar.
You know what? Shrink that coffee from a large, a grande, to a medium A. I don't know what they call it.
That was it. You got it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, just shrink it down. Put that $1 in our tip jar. That helps us out. Thank you to those that already do it. You guys are awesome. With all that being said, it is time. We are reviewing Cyborg 3, The Recycler, from 1994. This rated R 1 hour and 30-minute action sci-fi thriller in which they tell us to prepare ourselves for the all-too deadly future. Cash, the heroine of Cyborg 2, is living safe in the free zone, but not for long. Biomechanical problems are taking down her systems, and a visit to a doctor in silica confirms her worst fears. She is more than a marvel of cyborg technology. She is the first of her kind to become a creator. She is pregnant. That's her worst problem, is being pregnant.
Yep.
Oh man, this movie, it has quite the list of characters. Somewhere along the lines from Cash transformed. She evolved from Cyborg 2 into Cyborg 3 as she did not look like Angelina Jolie anymore.
No.
We had Zach Galligan playing Evans. Christine Hodge playing Casella Cash Reese. Richard Lynch playing Lou Allen. Andrew Brynarski playing Jocko. Malcolm McDowell playing Lord Talon.
For about 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. And he's on the cover of it, too. They got to sell it. Michael Bailey Smith plays Donovan. Evan Lurie plays El Cid. Bill Quinn plays Hale. Rebecca Ferrati plays Alexia. William Catt plays Decaf. David McSwain is Ahab. Margaret Avery as Doc Edford, and I think that's a good way. Zach Galligan Evans, you might know him from Gremlins as Billy Peltzer, which I had no clue.
I didn't know that either.
Waxwork as Mark. Wow, Waxwork.
Yeah.
That's a good one, too. And apparently Surviving as Rick Brogan. I've never, but that's with Molly Ringwald and River Phoenix. I don't recall what that one is.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. It's not a John Hughes film, or is it? Nope.
The Lost John
So
Hughes film.
Yeah, that's why I don't know what it is. Cash, Christine Hodge.
You got it.
You might know her from Head of the Class as Simone Foster. Cyborg 3 as Cash. Redemption as Nancy. And let's see, she's got 43 credits to her name. The last thing she did was in 2009 as God Loves Me Best as Jade. It was a TV movie. She's been in Law & Order. 5-Card Stud, Law & Order Special Victims Unit. Man of the Year.
She's not a man, though.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, Shriek, If You Know What I Did Last Friday the 13th.
Oh, my God.
As the sexy
I love
doctor.
that movie.
Awesome. That's awesome. Disney, stepsister from Planet Weird. Oh, man.
She's just has an all-star filmography, really.
Oh, look at this. Batman the Animated Series, Rebecca Fallbrook for one episode.
Oh, no kidding.
There we go. Haunted Lives, The Ghost Stories. She played Pearl O'Brien, the ghost. The headless ghost. Oh, she was in Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, no shit.
Just another throwback of why we have to do a Murder, She Wrote podcast review.
Murder, She Cast.
Oh, Scanner Cop 2. Nice.
So that we can add that to an upcoming review then.
Yep.
That counts in
That's
in the 6
works.
degrees,
yeah,
right?
6 degrees, I think so. Oh, man. All right, well, I'll stop on that one. I was doing really good with the cast on this until I got to that. Richard Lynch, who played Lou Allen, he is known for Halloween as the principal, the 2007 Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Invasion USA, Mikhail Rostov, The Sword, and The Sorcerer. As
Wow, he was in
Cromwell.
the Sword. Oh, wow.
Wow, that's awesome. He has 161 credits to his name. He was in Lords of Salem. Wow, okay. That's cool. As Reverend Hawthorne, if you're a big Rob Zombie fan. Resurrection as the president. Laid to Rest as Mr. Jones. Oh, this is awesome. Mil Mascaras versus the Aztec Mummy as the president of the United States.
Really?
I have to watch that one.
Yes.
Corpses Are Forever as General Morton.
Sounds
Ancient
really good.
Warriors, Curtis Mayhew. Charmed as Cronin for one episode. All right, I'll stop right there. Andrew Bernarski, who played Jocko. He was in Street Fighter as Zangief.
Holy crap.
Yep. Hudson Hawk as Butterfinger. Any Given Sunday as Patrick Madman. I don't know the last name. I'm sorry.
He has the best filmography out of all
Yeah,
these
man.
people.
I'm really surprised. I knew when I saw his face, I was like, this guy looks very familiar.
Yeah.
He's still making stuff. Bounty Hunter, Creatures of Revenge, American Dresser.
Is that like about a haunted dresser that comes to life?
Oh, I hope so. He was in Burn Notice as Big Ed. Dracula's Guest as Count Dracula. Stiletto as Nazi biker killer.
He played Dracula?
Apparently.
It's a big fucking Dracula.
Oh, no way. He was Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning, the 2006 film.
Wow.
Look at that. I had no clue about that, too.
Yeah.
Man. How is he not known for that one?
No shit.
I figured that would probably be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the 2003 remake.
Yeah.
Firefly as Crow for one episode. Rollerball as Halloran. Oh, the remake of Rollerball.
Oh, okay.
Scooby-Doo as Cavern Henchman. Pearl Harbor as Joe the Boxer. Okay, Patrick Madman Kelly for Any Given Sunday. Command and Conquer, he was Nod Sergeant, the video game.
Huh.
Nightman is Slade Gore for 2 episodes.
Oh my God, Nightman.
That is awesome.
When are we doing a podcast on Nightman?
Seriously, we should just do like the USA Network.
Yes.
And its spin-offs.
USA Podcast All Night.
Yeah. Oh, that's ours. Trademarks. Pod Bros. Copyright Pod Bros.
Hi there. We just both talk like Gilbert Gottfried the entire time.
What did you think of this movie, John? I don't know what it's all about, Jeff.
Each
What's
episode,
going on? And we called it The Aristocrats.
Each episode's about 10 minutes long before our throats go.
Just I know. Oh, that was a terrible idea. We end it. That
We'll
ends
get
our
that
podcast
disease.
careers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll leave it at that. We'll leave it there. Now, I'll get into it after we're done reviewing this, because the Cyborg franchise just blows my mind, just in general. So we start off with, it looks like the semi from Universal Soldier. I said they probably borrowed it in the beginning, and it was a long intro, 2.5 minutes.
Yeah,
and,
man.
It's just this guy running away from it. Some narration about how humans and cyborgs now don't live together in peace. The cyborg eye looks really cheesy.
Yes.
It's like, oh man, it was ridiculous.
You mean the point of view? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the cheesiest yet.
Yeah. The guy takes off in a futuristic car and dirt bike, and we have a Fender lookalike. That's Jacko right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, the Llewellyn looks like Doc's brother from Back to the Future. It was just like, oh man, it's his stepbrother or his half brother that his dad doesn't recognize as his own son. The guy.
It's a great value brand.
Great value brand, Doc. My God, Doco. Oh man, so the guy is trying to negotiate. He ends up just taking out his eyeball, though. It's a cyborg, and Jocko kills him. They want to move to the free zone, but it's off limits. There's some mother lode there that they need to find. And the one guy says it has been found, but no one has been able to live to tell the tale of it. And he's using some sort of technology that looks like the Tascam recorder that we use.
Yeah.
I started laughing at that. And then we see Malcolm McDowell. He makes an appearance with a cyber hand.
Didn't he also have a cyber hand in another movie?
Probably. Yeah.
Tank Girl? Did he have a cyber hand in
Yeah,
Tank Girl?
I think so. That sounds about right.
And it was another post-apocalyptic wasteland.
Was he in Doomsday? I want to say.
Oh,
Malcolm
he
McDowell
was in
in
Doomsday, wasn't he?
And I think he might have had one.
Is
in
this
there
just like a
too.
trope that we're unaware of?
We're finding out this Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah.
He really, in real life, does have a cybernetic hand. We just don't know it.
They just have to keep on working roles around it.
Yeah.
How are we going to put a cyborg hand on this character?
Let's see.
It's a retrospective on the Holocaust.
So there's more driving. They're in a place full of ruins. I was wondering, I'm like, where did this take place at? Because it wasn't just like set pieces or anything. I mean, it
No.
looks like it was legitimately there. There's like broken up buildings. It was almost like
Was it
a
maybe like
nuclear test site.
Yeah, I don't know if they did it in like Nevada or something.
It looked like it,
Yeah.
man. Definitely. So the guy tries taking the dude's cyborg. This random guy comes up to him. They have like the cyborg on the front of the vehicle, and he's trying to take the cyborg, and then Llewellyn just shoots him. And he's like, "Give the man a finger," and he gives him the finger.
Yeah.
He flips him off. Malcolm gives him money, but not enough because it has no eyes, because he ripped the eyeballs out. And so he's about to break his wrist, talking about the pounds of pressure it takes to crush bone. And then Llewellyn electrocutes Malcolm. They take out another guy or two and then decide to go out inside this building. For whatever reason, Malcolm McDowell is like, you know what, I'm going to sit outside in the desert heat instead of actually...
For the rest of the movie.
Yeah. And he really doesn't have the rest of the movie because he dies.
Yes.
He's done. He got electrocuted. There's no more Malcolm McDowell, so he took his payday and he went home. So they go inside the building. There's some women in cages, women dancing, you know, the usual stuff.
Yeah.
There's that ridiculous cop slot machine. Basically cyborgs that are slot machines, and the cop was absolutely ridiculous. Llewellyn's pouring himself some milk or something. I don't know what it was. It was like, is this like an ode to Clockwork Orange?
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Because there was girls topless dancing, and there's another girl topless as well. She kicks a guy off her, and the doc guy, Llewellyn, really likes this. He gives the bartender money. She gets off stage and follows him. A girl named Cash comes in. Ooh.
Oh.
We find out that Colt died. Well, of course we found out that Colt died. He died
Yeah,
in Cyborg
yeah.
too. He was an old man. And we see that she's at the doctor. This doctor's looking at inside of her, and guess what? She's pregnant somehow. How the fuck does Colt still hey?
I
let's...
think they mentioned that she has the ability to cryogenically store semen.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
hard to
That
hard to
makes
actually
sense
pay
then.
attention to the jargon
Okay.
in the
Yep.
movie, but
Yeah.
it doesn't actually make sense. But
No,
it's an
not at
explanation.
all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like why would she decide to become pregnant 80 years
yeah,
later?
exactly.
Or
Like,
whatever,
oh, hey, you know what? Now's the time.
when her, yeah.
She tells the doc to get rid of it.
Yeah.
She's like, get rid of it. It's sucking my power. Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, there's so many bizarre mixed messages in this movie. Like,
Oh, yeah,
you
dude.
think maybe it's like some sort of like weird anti-abortion movie.
That's what I was thinking
And
at
then
first.
like totally 180s later.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
spoiler alert, but
Yeah, I was like, is this a pro-life or pro-choice film? Is there like supposed to be some
Neither.
social commentary here, or are we thinking too much into it? Yes, you're thinking too much into it.
and the director did not think enough into it.
Nope, exactly. So we're back to Llewellyn. He looks to get lucky. She seems like a cyborg as well. He tells her to call him Master, and then he shocks her and pulls out a drill, and he has a cyborg eyeball necklace.
Yeah,
So,
like
taking another book out of Universal Soldier with the ear necklace.
I don't, if they're like really expensive and it ruins the value to take out the eyes, why is he just using them to make a necklace?
Yeah, I know. Seriously, man.
And he's
Like-
always talking about how it's hard to find fresh parts, and
I know,
he's just
yeah.
using these fucking eyeballs to make a necklace.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're talking
And he's
about
got a
wanting money.
fucking like weird like super scope eyeball.
I know, exactly. Which he has conflicts with himself, and he convinces himself that he's not a cyborg with it because of it.
Yeah,
Really weird. So we now have a meetup with Llewellyn telling Cash about a guy named Evans. She leaves the dock. Llewellyn sees her, and Jocko stops her car. She sees the eyeball necklace. They talk to her. She's like, I'm going by. He's contemplating what she's worth, and then they decide to beat up the doctor. The doctor stabs Jocko with a scalpel. He slits her throat, and they see the baby on the monitor. Cash is angry. She doesn't want this. Then Llewellyn guy comes into her place. Like, how he found out where she lives, I don't know.
Yeah.
She causes a strobe distraction and drives off. They blow up her place. They're now tracking her, but they don't know where they are or how they are tracking her at all either.
Yeah, who is he selling parts to at this
I
point
know,
now
right?
that he's
Yeah,
killed
he
Malcolm
killed-
McDowell?
Yeah, exactly.
And there's no civilization anywhere at this point. They're
I
looking
know.
for the last bastion of cyborg civilization.
Yeah, man. So she gets out of her car and wanders the wasteland. There's a guy up on a cliff playing air guitar. And you're backstage at the Age of Creation. Are you Evans? He's being a huge dick, so she follows him. A 195C40? No. He doesn't believe that she's pregnant. She's plugging herself into the computer looking to get rid of the kid through an abortion program. Oh, man. The effects of this is like old-timey like computer parts.
Yeah,
too. It's
and there's,
really
like,
bad.
Weird, like, screensaver looking kaleidoscope
Yeah,
like
dude.
effects going on.
Yeah, so, like even in her side, for whatever reason, the ports are open, which that never was with Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, hey, let's take in these old like microphone inputs and put them in me. She's in pain. The interruption is impossible, or the abortion's impossible. The Evans hacksaws a cable. Everything starts freaking out and explodes. He cuts the electricity. You nearly killed yourself and your baby as well. And we got some really high-tech 3D graphics of that baby.
Yeah. And there was like another part where he was talking about, who knows what your creators intended when they made you. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, she was made to be a human bomb. Like,
Right, exactly. She knows this.
Yeah.
She was made to be a human bomb.
She wasn't designed to procreate. I mean,
Right.
it's just so...
Not at all.
And then, they actually reference Glass Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Malcolm McDowell, where he said, the last one, how much did that cost us? How was I supposed to know that the Cyborg had a Glass Shadow program or something like that?
Yeah, that's right. That's right, man.
Little homage to a slightly less shitty movie.
Oh, man. So the guys pull up. She has a huge artillery machine gun out of nowhere. She shoots at the semi. The guys take off in their Mad Max vehicles. They get into the cave. It's pitch dark. Evans and Cash escape into her car. Her car stalls out. They get out, run. Her car explodes. They are in the middle of nowhere. We find out that they're actually at the place that they need to be. Somehow they found out because the car exploded.
Yeah.
They finally make it. It looks like an abandoned hotel. There is a guy pretending to play on an auto piano. It was actually really, really bad.
Yes.
Decaf sounds like
Like Max Headroom or
Max
something.
Headroom.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I was trying to think. I knew I had Max Headroom. He totally does. He's like, what is going on?
Except for he does it for about 10 seconds longer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
He
pretty
keeps-
obnoxious.
Yeah. They walk into a bar and they're not welcome. Tough luck, human. Evan fixes Decaf, though, so they allow him to stay. And then we saw the dancer there. The dancer that Llewellyn took her eyes out. She doesn't have one eye. She lets all the cyborgs... Cash lets all the cyborgs know she's pregnant. A group of dudes pull up on four-wheelers and dirt bikes. They're all bad guys for whatever reason. Over those hills lies a treasure beyond your imagination. So then we also see, this is where I made from Cyborg 2, this fact that the half Cyborg in Cyborg 3, I believe, was in Cyborg 2. They just used the same guy.
Yeah.
And he's here now. And he talks to them before, he's the one that talks to Cash and Colt before they met Mercy. He has a bigger role in this one, though. So she's going into some weird kind of labor. They have to open her up. It's the end of the first trimester. He goes into her abdomen, pulls out this crazy built uterus. The guys are driving dirt bikes, and they all stop and fly off because they reach that force field. The baby is in some crazy-looking pipe mutagen thing. Jocko somehow sneaks in and starts smashing windows. He gets Cash and steals the baby. He puts it in some... Llewellyn puts it in some safe. Like, just grabs the canister and is like, in the safe it goes.
It looks like one of those things where you put, like, order that you put in at the bank where it goes to the pneumatic
Yes,
tube.
exactly. Yes, man. Cash is gone, and so is her gear. The force field is down. Llewellyn has Cash now. She wants her baby. He wants all the cyborgs. Jocko just wants... whatever. I don't even know what he wants, really.
They explained that he was reprogrammed by Llewellyn. Or something. And she's like, try to remember.
Yeah, he's like, I can't. Okay. So Cash is trying to convince him to leave Llewellyn. He can't do it. She tells him to connect with her. She reads his stuff. He was stolen. He was used to save lives. Not anymore.
He was an enormous, beefy medical cyborg.
Yeah, man. Yeah. He unlocks her, and they are going to save the baby. Llewellyn says he's no cyborg. After all this, he starts freaking out and takes off his eyewear.
For some reason.
Yep.
You don't really understand why anyone is doing anything in this movie.
Oh, I know, man. It looks like Cash blinds him, then takes off, and the dirt bikes are chasing. There was a dude there with no hands, and he's the one who blows them up. Cyborgs don't exactly bury their dead, they say, and so they basically pull up a tarp, and there are tons of parts. Evans is trying to use the spare parts to help all the other cyborgs. The dude with no hands now has guns connected to his
just
his
connected
arms.
to the servos.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he just had two MP5s or something for hands.
Yes.
I'm like, well, how the fuck does he reload?
I know, man. Come and get it, you pussies. Yeah! We see the Unisol semi traveling with all the dirt bikes behind him. It's actually a pretty cool shot.
Yeah.
It's a showdown. They march onwards to the racing dirt bikes. The semi truck starts blasting places. The cyborgs scatter. Explosions happen everywhere. They're taking out the bikers. They are laying waste to these dudes.
Yeah.
Cash has the baby under her arm and just blasting dudes away.
At this point, I was like, well, if she was trying to get rid of the baby for most of the time, why didn't she just, let him have the baby?
Yeah, just say, okay.
Yeah.
Here you go. And she realized her motherly instinct kicked in, I guess.
Her motherly cyborg instinct.
Yep. That's exactly how I was born. Decaf is bombing people. This John Morrison looking dude is kicking the crap out of guys and slicing them up with a katana out of nowhere.
He stabbed it into the ceiling and then just beat them up and then pulled it down later.
Yep. There's the half cyborg guy is whooping ass as well, but then he gets shot from behind and he's dead.
And he has green mutagen blood.
Yep.
He's the only one.
Yep, exactly.
It's from not having any legs.
Llewellyn sneaks behind Cash and zaps her. That's right, no legs. Lieutenant Dan, you got no legs.
Had a crippled masters thing going on there.
Evans comes in. He tells Jocko to take on the John Morrison guy. He just shoots him up.
Then that's what makes him decide.
Yeah. And he points the gun at Jocko. Llewellyn shocks the gun out of his hand. He's going to leave with the baby. Cash tells him to destroy the canister. She shoots him up and the canister. And it was like,
huh?
Looks like it's pro-choice propaganda.
Yeah.
Oh, no way. She tricked him. She wasn't the only one to have one of these parts, so she's not the first cyborg to possibly.
So she killed someone else's.
No, she took the parts out of already dead cyborg.
Oh.
Remember when they were like, "We don't exactly bury our dead."
Oh, that's right.
So she put her baby in that cyborg body and then pulled it out.
Gross.
Yeah. She switched the parts, and that's the end.
Yeah, then it just ended.
Yep, and that was it.
Yeah, that sure was a movie.
We should write the baby sequel.
Sigh Baby.
Sigh Baby. Mew, pew, pew. Maybe Sci-Fi will pick it up.
Ooh, hell yeah.
I like the idea of that.
Could tie in with Sharktopus.
Ooh.
Or Mecha Shark.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man.
Maybe the baby grows up to be a Mecha Shark.
Transform Psy Baby. Mecha Baby. I forgot to mention the directors Michael Schroeder, writers Barry Victory, Troy Bolotnick, and others. Wow, it took that many people to
to cobble this together.
So I got to ask on the split scales, what would you give it?
Oh man, this movie, probably the worst movie that I've watched out of this entire podcast.
Yeah.
It was really funny at times how bad it was, but like it didn't go into so bad it's good, or maybe it went into so bad it's past good and back to bad again.
Yeah.
I'd probably give it maybe like a 3 or a 2.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I would say 3 as well.
Like you could watch a couple scenes out of it, like in a YouTube clip, and be really entertained. But the whole movie as a package,
yeah. There's a reason why, like, I don't think it ever came out on DVD. It might have, but the copy I saw was on VHS.
Yep, same here.
So
press play.
Yep. The tagline was "The battle between man and machine rages on."
Well, succinct, I guess. A little vague.
I'm going to get into, after we'll do our trivia and quotes first, and then I'll get into the franchise here. So here's the trivia. Christine Hodge replaced Angelina Jolie as Cash.
Oh,
you don't say!
I thought something seemed different.
Yeah. What? There are a lot of quotes in this.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Lou Allen, call me master. Cash, you used to help people. Do you remember? Jocko, I don't. Decaf, he's a creator. Without him, many of us wouldn't be here today. Cash, the golden age had ended, and ended badly. Humankind and cyborgkind had ceased to be partners. For 200 years, they had built us to be their friends, do their bidding, fighting their wars, cook their food, and share their beds. But the last of the great corporations was dead and gone, and with its passing began the dark time, when the humans hunted us for our parts, our circuitry, and our souls, and no one was safe. So are you saying that we really do need the top 1%?
Yes.
If they're gone,
this is a pro-mega corporation propaganda film.
Lou Allen, you know there's 2 things I hate. That's a liar and a beggar. Lord Talon grabbing Anton by the arm, Lou Allen by the arm. At first, I really missed my own hand, but you know in time I found that this new one had certain advantages. A manicure only took half as long, and at 13 pounds of pressure I found that it made a very acceptable manacle. Slowly tightening his grip. Well, don't you think? At 20 pounds, it will make you scratch your testicles till you bleed. At 30 pounds, well, it stops the circulation. At approximately 50 pounds, I'm advised it will crush the bones. And at 60, you'll leave your hand with me.
And that was like the only good acting in the entire movie.
And that was it, yeah. Finola, perhaps you'd like to use a real woman. Llewellyn, no thank you, my dear. I prefer a turn-on that can't turn on ya.
Oh, man.
Alexia, I've been with 51,227 men, but I noticed you the moment you walked in. Doc Edford, you don't exactly fit my typical patient profile. Most of them have more balls than the 2 of you. Oh, snap. Cash, what is this place? Evans, you're backstage at the edge of creation. Cash, are you Evans? Evans, are you cyborg or human? Cash, does it matter? Evans, actually, no. I've pretty much had it with the set and the subset. Cash, are you Evans? Repetitive interrogative serial string. You should have that checked, you know. Evans, we've picked a bad time. They don't seem to like us. Cash, what do you mean, us? Evans, how long have you had that synaptical drift? Decaf, 56,034 hours, 33 minutes, and 14 seconds. I see. Any trouble staying online? Decaf, not that I'm aware of. Everyone else, yes. Decaf, they didn't give us the ability to fix ourselves. Evans, most humans don't possess that ability. It takes a vision that very few possess. Cash, don't you see? As soon as your parts become more valuable than your services, he will take pleasure in ripping out your eyes and selling you for scrap. Search deep inside your software, inside your soul. Evans mows down the bad guy with machine gun. I used to be a pleasure unit. I'm not anymore. Evans said that?
No, it was that one.
Say, Alexia.
Prosty, yeah.
They messed that up. I was like, what?
Yeah, he wasn't a pleasure unit.
No, he was to me. Hey, Cash, the dark time was over, and a new golden age was about to begin. Pleasure unit number 1. Recycler, come get a piece of me. Come on. And that's it for quotes. So, yeah, this...
horrible movie.
Oh, okay. It was filmed in Arizona.
Hey, I wasn't too far off.
Yeah. The release date was December 19th, 1995. So, we really didn't know where to go with the franchise after this. If you recall, Albert Pion created what's called Cyborg Nemesis, The Dark Rift, and then he had an AKA. I forget what the AKA is, too. It's something else. Well, he also had filmed a franchise called Nemesis as well. So I don't know if this combines both of them or like he just sloppily combined them.
Yeah.
Well, Albert Pion in, I think, 2016 or whatever, said that he was suffering from dementia.
That makes a lot of sense.
And that this movie basically was never going to get released. It was shot, it was edited, but they needed to put in the special effects. And that just never happened.
Huh.
So what we saw
That's
on the
sad.
internet was basically what we got with it.
Very
So
sad.
there is that. I don't know. We'll always keep up on it to see, even if everything's long gone and the mega corporations have taken over, we'll still try to do a podcast if it comes out then. But on top of that, there was not only, like, if you read that, you see in the original Cyborg franchise, it was the 3 of them. Like Wikipedia says, there's Cyborg 1, 2, and 3, and then it doesn't recognize that one as a 4th. But then if you look at Albert Pion's like own trilogy, I don't know if it's within his own universe. There's a movie called Knights, which is in the future a kickboxer and a robot lead a revolution against ruling cyborgs.
Sounds familiar.
And then I believe the other one was called Omega Code.
Wasn't that a board game?
I wouldn't be surprised. That sounds
Wait, that was
fun.
Omega Virus. Never mind.
Oh, I'm sorry. Omega Doom.
Oh, okay.
And that was released in 1996. And this is all supposed to be part of his Cyborg trilogy. And after Earth is taken over by an army of robots, the small number of humans left are forced into hiding. In the nuclear winter, only droids walk the face of the Earth and fear the rumored human resurgence and in search of a hidden cache of weapons. One robot, his evil circuits destroyed, enters a small town where a robot civil war is taking place. He tries to convince both sides to join forces in search of the weapons, all the while having a hidden agenda and an affinity for one of the local droids. So yeah.
What? That doesn't really sound very much like
that doesn't sound anything to do with Cyborg.
No.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. So we were going back and forth about whether or not that we should include to review these.
Maybe if we get desperate.
Yeah, that might be in our desperate pile. We'll put it in our desperate pile. I like that idea.
Don't even get me started on desperate piles.
Yeah. So, with all that being said, that was Cyborg 3, The Recycler. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I don't know really what else to say about it.
Yeah, it was a movie.
It was a movie. Up next, we're debating on whether or not to start our new franchise, which we're pretty excited about, Bloodsport 2, or if we're going to break this up and do the episode suggested to us of our top 5 Jean-Claude Van Damme. Man, I can't even. Our top 5 Jean-Claude Van Damme films, our own personal top 5. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, I am John.
And I am Jeff.
And you have been listening to another episode of the Jean-Pod Van Damme cast. Here comes France! Ah!
She was the first of her kind to become one of their kind. And they must all come together.
Come and get it, you pussy.